Hello everyone, it's Tanny Games here. Welcome back to the channel. Great to have you here. We have finally finished our Mulan inspired build and I am so happy that it is complete. Now when I started on this speed build, I did already set up the buildings into their positions because obviously I needed to work out spacing for the pathing for where the buildings could fit together, so I thought I would do that off camera rather than sort of boring you all with moving the houses around and things like that. So I did have that kind of pre-set up, and then I've decided to keep the buildings kind of almost like pre-established businesses or things like that. So this newest house that we've got in the premium shop, this is going to be my restaurant area. Then we have the Turning Red building, which is kind of like my shop, you know, gift shop, whatever you want to call it. Kind of that's the idea with that one. And then the round building we got, I've forgotten the name of all these buildings, but the round one we got is my like temple build. I did kind of think that fit the most with that building. It's a bit of a shame, like I had this idea of these temple zones kind of like different almost like aesthetics, like a water kind of themed space, and then sort of more of a grand hall kind of space and stuff, but obviously I couldn't do it because it's only got one room. So I haven't done any interior builds, but that's sort of the vision that I had in my head for these buildings. I'm so glad that this is done. I love this area. I think it turned out really well. We did have a bit of an issue with the training camp fencing because of the river in the Forest of Valor, because of how the rocks on the edge kind of stick out. I couldn't properly align the fencing, and if I moved them all inwards, then I wouldn't have enough space for the pathway and everything. So yeah, it kind of didn't work out in the end sort of fully even, but you could probably fix that with some like regular fencing. That would probably work just as well. I did adjust the sort of the boards here. I did feel like having the fully wooden boarded kind of base looked a bit too much, especially with the wood tones of the seating and things like that. And I did move the tables that have got the like canopy, whatever you want to call it, umbrella kind of things on them. I did swap one of those over so that the taller ones with that umbrella basically were on the one side, because unfortunately you can't get anything that's too tall under this building. I did have to sort of swap it, so we've got the ones with the sort of parasol umbrella-y bits on the right, and then the ones without on the left. Then I set up a little like cooking area because obviously I figured, you know, with this being like a restaurant inspired build, it seemed to make sense to me to, you know, have a little cooking station, and it meant I could use some of those new red kitchen items and things like that. I did also grab out the Monsters Inc. sushi set just because it's sort of, it is a nice looking set. Like obviously it, you know, is a bit alien like or monstrous like, but it just, I like the detail of having the like the little pot and the chopsticks and stuff like that together as well. And this is something I spoke about in my most wanted decor sort of build, is that I would love to have more kind of like general clutter like that, like table clutter. I think it would be really nice to have. This is me trying to use these fences. I'm not the biggest fan of these. I have used these in a build before. I used them in my Gaston build, which I think I did on a stream quite a while back. I've seen Opal use those fences a lot, and it always looks really nice when she uses them, but I swear whenever I use them they just look rubbish. So I tried to give it a go. We've got a little bit of it, but I'm not 100% happy with it. This is me working on the decor for the Turning Red building. So again, I kind of wanted it to be like almost like shop clutter, like maybe the crates and the barrels that stock arrives in and stuff like that, and it's kind of like dumped out the side of the building. The little wagon is what I kind of imagine they would go to the town with to collect stock, or maybe go down to the port to collect items and stuff. That was kind of like the idea I had in mind for that little section, was to kind of make it look like that. And as I said, Mulan's house is literally just Mulan's house. It's just meant to look pretty. Like that's that's it. That's the vibes. It's just a pretty house. I did decide to add back in the training camp tents as well. It was something that I had removed when we got the big round building. I just felt like we didn't have enough space, but I feel like I've managed to work it so that we've kind of got like almost like a little bit of everything with this build. The only thing I wish I did have was I wish I had that little bit more room with Mulan's house, so that I could have done like a little sort of like animal pen like I had before, where I used like the water trough and things like that, and set up basically like a little, I don't want to say a farm because it wasn't really a farm, but yeah, just set up like a little animal area kind of section. I would have liked to have added that in, but there just wasn't enough room. So in the end, I do just put a Zen garden next to it. I thought that was kind of like pretty looking, so it worked in that sense. But yeah, this is me here finally adding in those training camp tents. So I do a bit of a build with those items as well. Like I said, it was kind of nice to be able to use a lot of the Mulan items in different ways and stuff like that. I think sort of having a Mulan inspired village is just such a good idea and things like that. Now, my plan is, I have stressed before that this was never going to be a permanent build in my valley, and it definitely isn't. I plan to take this all down and move it to Eternity Isle. I have done some changes over on Eternity Isle. There's another build I need to film over there. I finally decorated the area that I was struggling with. And what I actually did was I moved Eric's house there, which means I have the docks free in Eternity Isle, and my plan is to actually move Mulan's build there to the docks, because I think it will actually fit in quite nice as like a water based village. That kind of sounds weird, water based, but sort of next to the water I think will look really nice. And then I can still keep these buildings in like a similar theme and stuff. So that is my sort of end goal plan with this build, is to uproot it all, move it to Eternity Isle, but I will keep a lot of these elements, I think, very much. But I figured what I could do is I could have the big round temple towards the back section, and then sort of round the corner bit is where we would build up the buildings and stuff like that, but I'll just have to see what fits in where. So yeah, this was me putting in the little Mulan theatre item. I like this item. It's a really cute piece, so I sort of knew that I wanted to utilise it. So having like this outdoor theatre space I thought would be kind of fun, especially for like a communal town kind of build. I thought it would be really, really good. So yeah, I did like how this turned out in the end. I think it looked really good. There was some lighting that I wanted to put there originally, which was the Eternity Isle lamppost, but I didn't have any sort of built and stuff like that, so I changed that. And then this was me decorating outside of Mulan's garden, because I knew I needed a bit more decor there. I knew that it was kind of looking a bit empty. I did steal a few elements from my Tinkerbell build, my sort of fairy core build, because I realised that I didn't have enough of the magnolia like petal kind of piles. So rather than coming out, going to Scrooge's and stuff like that, I just thought, you know what? I'll just steal from another build. Temporarily, I will take from another build. I also kind of liked having the boats at the entrance to the village. I thought that was kind of cute. So I did add those, and I added a few more of these like magnolia vases and stuff like that as well. So in the end, I think this build turned out really good. I think I would add in some naturally spawning flowers in front of Mulan's house. I think that would also add a bit more dimension and sort of texture to that area there. But I'm in a situation where I'm kind of like struggling on my flowers. I really need to start using Beast Stall more often to collect those, and I'm definitely short on Eternity Isle flowers. My Eternity Isle flowers is just like I have nothing. I have nothing, so I think I might actually invest in getting a couple of those what are they called, the vacuums, and actually using them in Eternity Isle so that I have those flowers, because I really don't have much. But yeah, this was the extent of the build. We are going to come through to the walkthrough section, so I'll let you enjoy that in peace with like the music and things like that. But I just want to say thank you very much for sticking with me through all these little builds that I've done. Thank you to anyone who likes, comments, anyone who's subscribed to the channel. Your support means a lot to me, so thank you very, very much. And to all my channel members, your support is just absolutely incredible. So thank you all so, so much. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll leave you with the walkthrough, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye guys!